Financial Fashion Network is a media company and brand that promotes financial awareness, personal development, and mental health. And we have created platforms like We Invest Different Podcasts that you're listening to right now. And we also have created a platform for our mental health community called MH10 Movement. If you support all that we do, you can go over to www.fnfstore.com where you can find our apparel. You can support the brand that way. Also, you can share the show, share with people, and tell them how great the conversations are. We appreciate all the support. Now let's get into the show. You are now tuned in to We Invest Different Podcasts, where we have high-level conversations. I'm Mr. John Michael Best.
And I'm Victor Thomas II.
Let's tap in. Check out this interview we had with our Queen, CEO, founder of Becoming Her, Coach Krystal Troy Ross. We had a conversation with her and let her explain her breakup box, which is a box put together for women that are dealing with emotional trauma from relationships or just having bad energy from experiences in general. This box is dedicated to healing, so listen to the conversation. Hopefully you enjoy. Tap in. Great evening, great evening, great evening. Great evening, you guys. It's time for our first MH10 Live with our special guest. Like I said last week, we missed last week for our live mental health 10 minutes. So this week, I wanted to bring you guys some more value by bringing someone who can actually talk about mental health, but actually add some value. So we have a special guest today who's going to be talking to our queens. And specifically, we're going to be talking about healing because healing is very important. So with that being said, today's call is specifically for women, but we know that healing has no gender. All information is still good information. So with that being said, we're going to get our queen on so we can introduce her and get this thing going. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Earlier, we was trying to go live from the MH10 movement page, but we had some difficulties, so I ended up having to go live from this page. So please be patient with us. I thank you guys for following. Now we're going to see if we can get her invited. Gotta wait for her to come. Greetings, Queen. How are you? How are you? Yes, how are you? Great, great, great. Great, great, great.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. There she is. How you doing today, Queen?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's a pleasure to have you on. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day. It's been short notice. It's been only a few days.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you for adding value in your own personal life. First of all, I just want to let you know that you're valuable.
Thank
I came across your profile on Instagram and I was like, wow, she has something to offer. Like you actually put something together that adds value. And I was very, very impressed. So first and foremost, we want to get you to introduce yourself, give us your name, where you from, and a little bit about what you do.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that so much. My name is Krystal. I am from Detroit, Michigan, and I am the founder of Becoming Her. It is something that I started about 2 years ago. I was just going through a really tough time. Like I left a 10-year relationship that was abusive. My mom had just passed away and my best friend had just moved to Atlanta all within like 2 months. So I was very depressed, very down, very sad, didn't know what to do. And I was lucky enough to move with my brother and sister-in-law. And I don't know, I just kept like, I was laying in the bed a lot, and I was like, I just need to become something. I need to get out of this. Like, who can I become? And I was just like, her. Like, it just clicked to me. I'm like, I
Yeah.
need to become her. I need to become this person that I see in my mind, this strong, beautiful, healed person in my mind. I see it. And when I started, it was just about getting ladies together and, talking and venting, and a space where we can just cry together, grow together, heal together, learn from each other. And then I'm like, okay, so now I need to create something that is going to, be physical. So I
Right.
created my breakup box. And when people hear breakup box, they're like, what is a breakup box? Like, my breakup box is everything that I use to break up with the old version of myself, break up with the hurt, break up with the pain, break up with, the little girl that I was. And it is just something amazing. It has lots of things in it. If you like to journal, I love writing. I love journaling. It has a journal in it. It has a rose quartz crystal, which is for healing and love. It has sage. It has a 7-day pink candle. It has wine to relax. It has bath salts. It has I'm trying to think of everything. Um, Everything to like get your thoughts out, to relax yourself. It has a yoni steam for detoxing. It has a vibrator just so you don't call up that toxic ex. So you can, get yourself healing on and worry about yourself and love yourself and figure out who you are for a minute.
Now, I do want to ask you. I know a lot of the queens don't know about the Yoni steam,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know much about it neither.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's a good thing because I see that you're doing it
Yeah.
and it fits well. So, could you actually explain what that is?
Yeah. So a yoni steam or yoni steam is a steam of herbs that I put together. So mine are really about self-love and self-healing. My herbs are rose petal, lavender, chamomile, and something else something else that I can't remember at the moment. But there's 4 herbs in there. So to do a yoni steam, you heat up your water. You heat up your water with intention on the stove. You pour your herbs into like a little seat, and you can either use it in the bathroom or on the floor or something, somewhere where you just kind of open up your womb and allow the herbs to get inside of you and kind of detox all of those hidden emotions and trauma that you have built up inside of you. And I love to give out little notebooks with my yoni steams because I love saying affirmations and just telling myself I love myself while I'm doing this. It's really helpful to get your mind together and get your body together. You feel like a whole fresh new person after you do that.
Now, quick question.
Yeah.
Now, in your process, when you said that you was laying in bed and you wanted to become her,
Mm-hmm.
now, did your own mind conceive that vision of yourself, or did you actually feed yourself? Did you listen to something, or did you maybe read something? Like, how did that take place in your mind? Where did you get that vision from?
Mm. I don't know. I didn't want to lay in the bed anymore. Like, I didn't want to be depressed. So I've always been the type to write goals. I've always been the type to listen to podcasts, something that encourages me to get out the bed and stuff like that. So I guess between all of that, I just was like, I can't sit here. I have a son. I have a life to live. Like, I was 26 at the time. I'm like, I gotta get up. I gotta do something. I have to become something. I have to help people, help women. That's also a big thing for me because I grew up in foster care all my life. So I come across women all my life who, have been raped, have been hurt, have loved the wrong man or woman, have, don't have parents, just, out here lost and really smart and beautiful. So I'm like, I can't just sit here. I hear all of these great things and I'm staring at these four walls, crying my eyes out. Like, I can't do it anymore.
Wow, I hear so much inspiration in your story. I didn't know that your story was so strong.
Yeah.
We definitely have to do something further. We have to do more together
Yeah.
because I see that you've done a lot of development. Your spirit is bright, so I see
Thank
that you
you.
do some type of personal development. So with that being said, I really appreciate you for sharing this. But this call is not over. I'm just appreciating you.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate you appreciating me.
yeah, for sure. Now, when it comes to, other women,
Hmm.
right? And you said you do talk to other women.
Hmm.
Um, could you tell some of the things that you were able to do for some of the women that you've met? Because a lot of the times we think that a lot has to be done for healing, but simply just talking, like you said, just having a conversation about what you've experienced and having a conversation about what happened to you
Hmm.
could do some type of healing. It may not take it away,
Hmm.
but it gives you some type of relief. So kind of go into some of the things that you was able to do for women that you met.
Well, as of right now, I just I'm open to talk to anyone. If they want to inbox me, if they want to call me, text me, I have the most random people calling me, texting me, like, girl, this just happened. And I'm like, I'm super excited for you. If, we just got a new job, or, if you're heartbroken and you need a listening person, I'm there for you to be the shoulder to lean on, because most women, I'm going to say most women, feel like burdens, or like we can't express ourselves, or we can't be soft how we want to because of all the titles and things that we have going on. So right now, I'm just here as Krystal to be an open listening ear for everyone, as many people as I can be. That's what I'm doing at the moment. I have had a women's conference that I did last year that was very, like, it was so wonderful. I can't even believe that I pulled that off within like 2 months. Like, I'm over here just doing things that I've always wanted to do for the world.
Yes.
So it's extreme, but like the world, I want to heal women. I want them to know that, no matter what you've been through, you can always become. And becoming does not mean, oh, today I'm sad, so tomorrow I'm going to become the greatest person ever. Like, it's a
Right.
journey that is lifelong. I'm becoming someone new now. Like, I'm not even the same person I was who created Becoming Her.
Man, man, you're saying a whole lot because lately I've been studying about, tapping into our true
Mm,
selves, and because a lot of information is coded inside of our DNA.
mm.
And when we talk about mental health, when we talk about these things that we're mentioning, a lot of it has to do with genetics. A lot of it has to do with
Yeah,
DNA. So
absolutely.
with that being said, there's also great things inside of our DNA.
Mm,
So we have to also be conscious of self and realize that we have greatness
yeah,
within us,
yeah.
and that God is within us also, which is the ultimate healer.
Hmm.
Like, we have the healer within us. So with that consciousness, and I think back to when you was in the bed, right? When you
Hmm.
was in that bed, depressed, that was the God part of you telling you not to be depressed
Yeah,
anymore. Because God wants us to be healed. God wants us to have a clear mind. God wants us to have a healthy mind. So I feel like that God part of you, your true self, your true consciousness was telling you, hey, you're greater than this.
yeah,
Get up.
definitely. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I think all of this is beautiful, like this journey that you're speaking of, this journey of transformation, because I myself is on a journey of transformation. and to see other people on their journey as well gives me encouragement and gives me motivation. So that's one of the reasons, what's one of the main reasons I wanted to bring you on, because not only do you have something put together to give people, like you're actually doing things for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, because we all can get on here and talk, right? Because I have a mental health community and you have a mental health community. Like, it's easy to just talk.
Yeah.
But the
And put
practices,
posts and make it look good.
come on now.
Yeah.
But when stuff happens, you know, when things happens in real life, you know what I'm saying? And you have to really tap into the things that you put into yourself. Because when trouble comes, when adversity comes, when difficulty comes, then you will have to depend on the things that you were feeding yourself. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah.
During those times when we get depressed, we have to be very deliberate on actually recording what's going on. Like you said, journal. I do want to talk about that. So journaling, right? Before we get off, I want you to talk a bit about journaling. How important is that to you, and how helpful is that?
I feel like journaling is so important to me. Like I said, I grew up in foster care, so I was like in group homes and things like that. So before we had cell phones, we wrote notes.
Right.
So like I've been journaling and writing and everything since I was young. I've always been in therapy because my mom, she was a paranoid schizophrenic with bipolar who was in and out of jail, in and out of mental homes and hospitals. So like we communicated through writing. I was always in therapy and had to write my feelings and tell them how I'm feeling. So I'm an open book when it comes to feelings. Like I'm let you know how I feel at all times. And it's just been something that I always go to when my mind is so full of everything and I can't think straight. I have to get a piece of paper and a pen and write all of this stuff down to get it out, because sometimes my words are not enough. Like me saying it is not enough. I have to see it and then maybe even read it back to myself. And sometimes I be like, dang, I wrote this.
Wow.
Like, this is some good stuff right here.
Right. So like, okay, with journaling, it's very emotional. Like reading, like writing is very emotional, and I think we really miss that.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it's so powerful to write down your goals, because when you see it, you become intimate with it. Like humans are very visual. You know, we're very visual. We get pleased by what we see, by our five senses, right? So once you write this down, I really agree with you, because when you write this down, you become intimate with what you wrote down, and you're actually releasing it, but you can actually get a visual picture of it. So I think it's very powerful even to actually journal your negative emotions and burn it up or ball it up and throw it away.
Yes.
And also too, like I have trauma from getting letters from my dad being in jail. So like when it comes to me writing things down, I get a lot more emotional. So I kind of shied away from writing, and I think that I need to get back to it.
A lot of people do. I've actually had people argue with me about writing. Like, I'm not writing. I don't like writing. And I'd be like, oh my goodness. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know writing is a trauma for some people.
Yeah.
But truly is. Like, people, it's either like you really love it or like you don't want to do it at all. And I just feel like it's a release. It's a different type of release.
It is. It really is. Now, what I want to come up with some exercises, because like I want, like, okay, when you journal, what's your process? Now if you don't want to reveal that process, do you just what's the environment? What type of environment do you put yourself in? Like what type of vibe do you have? Do you get into any vibe at all? Or do you just write?
It depends on what I need to write. I have my journal entries that are on both my pages, my Facebook page and my Instagram page, where those I just sit down and think about, what do women want to hear from me? Like, what do they want to hear from themselves, but they're kind of shy about it, but they'll be okay to listen from me. So that is just kind of like a sit down job type writing. But when I'm writing for myself, I get real personal. I probably will take a bath first, relax, sage a little bit, pour me a glass of wine, listen to some chill music, and just write whatever comes to mind. I
Mm.
love
As you was just explaining the environment that you create, I can't help but think about
it.
showers, because showers help mental health so much.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, a sign of depression is lack of hygiene.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and even like a scientific fact, to when it comes to water is so healthy for us. Even drinking water, even being submerged into water, because we are water.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is really water. Our brains, our bodies. So just being submerged in water has a positive effect on our mental health. So with that being said, just like you set the vibe for your journaling, I set the vibe for my showers.
Mm-hmm.
So like I like to get like some sound bathing music.
Mm-hmm.
I get a Bluetooth speaker, some sound bathing music, maybe a night light. Not too like, I like the LED light, but you know the LED light is not per se healthy for your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like you're in the shower for an hour or anything. You only take, 10, 15 minute shower or whatever.
Depending on
So
what type
that
of
every
shower you take.
right.
That's
So
me.
I mean, like yeah, it depends. Because light does affect your brain. Artificial light does affect your brain. So be careful on that end. But
Mm-hmm.
if you just taking a little quick shower or whatever, you literally can set a vibe. Like I don't even turn the light on when I take a shower. So you can literally like use your LED light or your night light
Mm-hmm.
and have the sound bathing music going, and you just enjoying your mental health shower.
Yep.
That's what I call it, mental health
I,
shower.
I didn't know it had a name, but I do all that for all my showers. Our water bill is high.
That's lit, and it's lit, and it's
It
very helpful, right?
does. It helps. It just helps set the tone for me. Like it just helps me relax. It helps me get all my thoughts out. I think a lot, like 24/7. I have 1,700 thoughts in a second at all times. So it just lets me release everything. And it's just like when I take my baths, I probably have to, it take me a good 20 minutes to make my bath water, put my bubbles in it, put the oil in it, put the candles on, just like have my incense going, just relaxing. And I have the best cries when I'm in the shower. I think about everything that hurt me, or if I'm super happy about something, or if I just haven't let it out. I have the best cries in the shower or in the bath. So I definitely understand.
I do want to ask you a question because I didn't know you've been through so much.
Hmm.
So healing for you is so important. Healing for everybody is so important. But since we're here, I do want to get your take on therapy.
Mm, okay.
Um, because personally, I haven't taken therapy yet, but it's my goal this year to actually try it out.
Hmm.
Because I know people in the melanated community, it's either two reasons why we don't do therapy. It's either we can't afford it or we're just not comfortable with it.
Hmm.
So it's like, down through the years of my life, I've been on the side of, I've really been both of them. I've really been on the point to where like I'm making excuses saying that I can't afford therapy. And I've been on the other side of saying, like I'm not comfortable with it. But this year I'm putting all of that aside and just trying it out.
Yeah.
And I think I really feel like everybody should at least try it
I
out. So I want to ask you about your experience with therapy. How was it? And what age did you start?
I started therapy, I want to say at May. I want to say I was for sure taken away from my mom at 6. I can remember. And it was mandatory for me. So I don't remember if it started at 6, but about 11, 12, I was for sure in therapy. When I was younger, I was just like, why am I here? Why I don't want to talk to this person. Nothing is wrong with me. You know, I used to always say like these issues that my mom are going through are her issues. She should be in therapy. I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. When I got to about 16 in therapy, I I wasn't a bad child, but I was very sneaky. So I opened up a little bit more, but I kind of got myself in trouble because they had to tell the stuff to my guardian or whatever. So I didn't trust therapy until in my 20s. In my 20s, I probably went to therapy probably about 21, 22, just because I was going through a lot and I loved it. Like, I opened up about everything that I was feeling, and the therapist wasn't on my side. She wasn't my friend, but she also wasn't telling me, everything's going to be okay, because that's what most people say. Like, why do I need to go to therapy for somebody to tell me about me? No, she opened my eyes to things. Like, you have mother trauma, you have dad trauma. I'm like, I don't even know them for real. How can I have trauma? And it's like, that's why, because you don't know them. You didn't have this love. You don't know how to be loved from a man who doesn't want to have sex from you. It was so eye-opening uh later in my life. And I went to therapy when I first started becoming her. And I did quit for a minute, but I'm actually going to talk to a new therapist on Monday because it's something that I need. I can't open up to everybody because, like I said, I'm an open book. I'm going to let everyone know my feelings, but I can't open up to everybody about my feelings, because then you get the sad looks, or the it's going to be okay, or the stuff I don't want to hear. I don't want to
Right.
hear that. I just want to vent for a minute. And I think that having a therapist is, that's your person, someone you can tell these things to, and nobody else is going to know. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to look at you funny, because I guarantee they done heard something else more crazy than what you'd have been through. So I think everybody should go to therapy at least once in their life, because you never even know what type of trauma you're holding. I didn't even know I was sad or depressed or angry or mad that my best friend left. I didn't even know how to be Krystal without my best friend. So I was sitting here so lost. Like, who am I? What can I do? How do I move? I don't have any friends. I'm just sad all the time. And it just opens your eyes up to who you are as a person, your childhood trauma, things that you don't even remember. Um, like, it's just something that I recommend 100,000,000,000%.
Well, you persuaded me. You persuaded me because, man, you gave me another perspective when you said that they've already heard things that are worse than your story. It's like, wow, I ain't think about that aspect, because I'm thinking like, dang, what they gonna think about my story, man? They probably think I'm weird or something
No.
like that. But since you said it like that, it kind of made me at ease a little bit, because it's like, dang, okay, I'm not the only one that has faced some trauma. I'm not the only one that has issues. So it made me a little bit more comfortable to tell my story, because I feel like if I go to therapy, I may try to hold some stuff back. I ain't gonna cap. Like,
Yeah.
I might not tell them the whole truth because I'm not comfortable yet. But like you said, filling out different therapists
Hmm.
and seeing who on your side or whatnot. And I understand that that's an issue as well, like finding the therapist that's for you, because every therapist is not going to be the one for you.
No.
That's that's one of my I won't say fear. I don't like to use that because power in the tongue. It's not my fear, but that's one of my main hangups with therapy. Like, I just I just I don't know, man. It's just too many factors. It's just other factors. It's not just simple as like going to a place and getting a therapy and it's just it. Like, I thought that the process was going to be simple, but it's not. But I don't think that should
Oh, can
make
I
us shy
ask
away.
a question from Victor? How can you tell if one is? I feel like the way you can tell if a therapist is for you is to, one, have a consultation. Talk to them. You can talk to them before they are your therapist. You can get a feel of them. You interview the therapist before you have therapy. Like, who are you? What do you do? How long have you been doing this? Like, what made you want to be a therapist? Ask all the questions that you want to ask before you open up about yourself. If they don't allow consultations, because some don't, that's not the therapist for you. And also, you don't have to pay for therapy. If you have insurance, you do not have to pay for therapy. It is 100% free. You don't have to walk into a building. They have phone therapy and they have video chat therapy. So you can do it at the comfort of your home, in your car, at work, wherever you want. It's so many options.
Man, you add so much value. I didn't know that you had so much. I mean, I did, but someone also said most therapists have traumas of their own, so consult first because they can be biased.
I never
Is that
in contact with a biased therapist, but I'm sure they're people. They're human.
I honestly felt like that myself because it's like, should I use a woman therapist? Should I use a male therapist? Like, I felt like, okay, I felt like I ain't want to use no. I feel like I'd rather talk to a woman, and then in certain instances too, like for certain things, I feel like I need a male therapist and a woman therapist.
You can
because it's like
therapist,
right? But see, that's what I'm saying. I think that may be my best option because there are some things I may want to talk to a man about that I don't want to talk to a female about. Like, and there'll be some things that a man will understand that a woman wouldn't necessarily understand. So even if she does understand, I probably won't feel like she does. But a man will. I kind of feel like a man will understand me a little more. But that might not necessarily be true. That's just how I feel. Saying but I'm willing. I'm definitely willing to try both, and I am trying both this year in 2023. It's definitely on my goals. I think it's right here behind me. Actually.
Yep. With a star.
It's number 13. It should be number 1, but I got some other stuff going too. But
that's okay, as long as it's on there.
But for sure. I would like to thank you again, Queen, for coming on. But
yes.
Before we get off, I want you to give your information. Give your website, give your Instagram, all above.
All right. Well, my Instagram is becoming __her_. Everything is lowercase on Instagram. On Facebook, I have a group page, but it's for women only. You have to be my friend in order to get into my group. So my Facebook name is Krystal Troy Raw. And my website is also becoming her _ becoming __her_ at Shopify.
So,
and you can purchase
what we're gonna do, not to cut your wisdom. I didn't mean to cut your wisdom. But instead, I want you to actually put the link because I know that folks on the live right now, they'll probably forget.
Yeah, okay. So, no problem. I got you.
I like to do the comments. So after the live, I'll go back through the comments. You can actually drop your link there.
Okay.
Or you can drop it right now in the comments. If you're able to actually drop it now in the comments, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, I can definitely.
As you're speaking about it, you can definitely drop it in the comments so they can follow you now.
Yes, I will definitely do that. I think
because that breakup box, every queen needs to at least see if do you have one with you?
I don't at the moment have one, but if you go to any of my pages, there are pictures, there are videos, there's breakdowns of what's in there. All information is all on my pages. I'm sorry,
okay. It's all good because one thing about it, you're so valuable in that we're both in the mental health space. I don't feel and I don't want it to be the last time we work together. So this won't be the last time they see you or see your box. But I definitely, the whole point of this conversation is for them to see it. You know what I'm saying? So we want to make sure that they have access to it.
For sure. Yes. We will do that.
Let me see. Were you able to comment?
Let's see. Facebook.
And as many that can, you guys go and add Krystal, Coach Krystal, as a friend on Facebook right here, right now. And when she dropped the website, if it's on the line or after the live end, go and click the website, check it out, check out her pages, add her, all the above. Because one thing about it is that community is very important. And that's what we are doing. We are building community around the topic of mental health. And that's a subject that's beginning to be trendy, but we want people to honestly understand what it's all about. This is an everyday thing. This is not something to get likes. This is not something to get shares. This is really, really people need healing in real time, in
Yeah.
real life. So we're on this journey of transformation. We're on this journey of healing. And I'm just glad to attract, I'm glad to be in contact and to be in network with great people. And so with that being said, I thank Queen Krystal for coming on MH10 Movement to talk about her business, talk about her story. Man, I didn't know that much about her, but it's so powerful, and I want to know more about her story. And we're going to get into that later because I do have a podcast or whatnot. I may have her on the podcast. This conversation will also be audioed out as well, be placed on our platform. But specifically, we want to bring you back on the podcast to talk more about that box.
Yes, I will love
that. For sure. So with that being said, if anything else you would like to say?
I just want to let everyone know that everyone needs healing. Even if you don't think you need healing, if you think you're perfectly fine, I guarantee you it's something deep down inside of you that you need to heal from. And it can do nothing but make you better and love yourself more.
Wow. Thank you, Queen.
You are welcome. Thank you.
That being said, we'll see y'all next time. See y'all next week for the next MH10 Mental Health Live check-in. And we thank Queen Krystal once again. And we'll see y'all next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. That was very powerful, man. I actually just came across her the other week and seeing how powerful she was on her page, and like they don't have millions of views, but the value, right? The value is high. So I appreciate her once again. I thank you for everybody for tuning in to the MH10 Live. Go on over and follow her. Go on over and follow MH10 Movement as well, and share this. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Peace. Are you stressed, anxious, or depressed? Well, here's some good news for you. We started a mental health movement called MH10, and we encourage people to pay more attention to their mental health. So do this for us. Take at least 10 minutes per day to take a walk in nature, a jog, run, or just meditation to decrease your stress, because stress is one of the leading causes of chronic physical and mental illnesses in the body. So if you want to join the movement, you can also post on social media, post your 10 minutes by using hashtag MH10 or mental health 10 minutes.